Welcome back, and joining us on the show now is Mr. DN Pathak. He's Executive Director at Soybean Processor Association of India. Mr. Pathak, hi, thank you so much for joining us. First of all, on the SOPA expectations on the crop this time around, against all expectations, we saw sowing numbers on the higher side. Thus, the crop is anticipated on the higher side as well. But first of all, your numbers.
My numbers are for the year for entire country is 125.817 Lakh. That means roughly 126 lakh tons for the entire country at an average of 1060 kgs per hectare versus last year's 1002 kgs per hectare. So crop has been better, health has been better. The area, we have almost the same area, although the government numbers are much higher than that. But we have seen a lot of shift to corn in Madhya Pradesh, and we also seen some shift in Maharashtra. A lot of area has gone to pulses. Some area has been converted from sugar to soybean. So overall, with the area shift and everything, the area is almost the same as last year as per SOPA's estimate, and the crop is roughly 8% higher at roughly 126 lakh tons.
Mr. Pathak, are you surprised because the soybean prices have been trading below MSP for most part of last few months, and even then we've seen higher sowing numbers come in. Also, what's your sense on the recent price rise? Since the duty hike, we've seen prices for various edible oil prices gain up anywhere between 8 to 10% for the month of October itself.
See, prices have risen mostly on sentiments, and of course, prices of edible oils globally have also risen somewhat. So that was the reason you must have seen after the price rise of about 6,000 rupees a ton, the price have again tapered down and they are back to below MSP. With the number that we have, with the carryover of more than 11 lakh tons and the global queues on soybean crop, I do not see any factors to support a very large rally in the prices or a big price rise.
Mr. Pathak, there have been various conversations on what really needs to be done when it comes to the sector, right from the fact that we are looking at, the dependence of edible oil imports is quite high. 58% of what we consume is imported. And then there is the second point of biodiesel. The third is, of course, about duty. You guys have been talking about dynamic duty for some time. What are the conversations right now in sense of policy?
I think on the policy front, things should happen. They have started happening slowly. I think the duty rise was one thing which we had been requesting for the last 2 years when the prices sharply fell. And now the government has woken up and they have increased the duty by 20%, which is quite a lot. Dynamic duty structure, I think it has to happen someday, because unless the government realizes that everything has to fetch a proper price and the interests of farmers and consumers has to be holistically looked at, not one-sided as has been happening till now. And also, you must keep in mind that edible oil prices, if this is 10 rupees a kilo more, then the average household expense is not more than 100 rupees. It's less than 100 rupees a month. So all this brawah and all this hullabaloo about the prices going up in inflation on edible oil at least is not well placed. I think the government is waking up to this, and there has to be a reasonable price. The government can fix the price. Okay, this is the minimum that should be there. If the price goes below that, obviously you have to increase the duty. If the price goes up for any reasons, you can always increase duty. So I think that is going to happen. I do hope that the government will take action. The major action that should be taken for the long-term health of this industry, obviously, is to increase productivity everywhere. Soybean, we have seen the average hovering around 1,000 to 1,100 kgs, 1,200 kgs. So I think we have to work on that. Sunflower we have lost. We had a 1 million hectare area of sunflower. Now it is less than 1 lakh hectares. And that's a crop which gives you 48% oil, more than 45% oil. So there should be there's a lot of emphasis on getting back sunflower crops to Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, where it can be grown. Overall, I think we have to increase the productivity and also area. There's a lot of possibility of area increase. Let's say in Punjab or in Haryana, where they grow paddy wheat. And I've been saying this quite a long time, that the soil health in Punjab and Haryana is really going bad. And the day is not far when the farmer will keep crying that I can't grow anything. So that has to change. I think paddy wheat is fine, but there has to be a crop rotation. They must grow soybean in Kharif and mustard perhaps, or sunflower in Rabi. that has to happen, should happen.
Right.
Sure.
All right, Mr. Pathak, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us on the show. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Halftime Report. From me, Manisha, Ekta, and the team that put the show together, thank you so much for watching. Business Lunch takes the action forward.